proposal, concept note, kung ano po yung applicable sa case ng POS. So, depende po sa readiness ng project preparation document, yung levels natin, at kung kailan po siya for inclusion in the NDP. May mga fields din po tayo sa ecosystem para po ma-identify niyo po yung kung anong level of readiness ng project. So, ang minimum po natin concept note level 4. Kung sa palagay niyo po wala po yung mga projects ninyo na mamimit in terms of readiness, ibig sabihin hindi pa po siya sa kayong activity. Pwede sa next activity po siya or hindi pa siya priority at this time. Next slide po. So for the typology of programs and projects that can be included in the updated PIP, ang nadagdag po in terms of capital investment programs and projects, ito pong culture paths. So kung mapapansin po kasi ngayon, meron po tayong culture chapter sa PIP. So in terms of culture paths, pwede pong capital outlay component as long as i-meet niya po yung definition sa RA 10066, one of the cultural properties. And then PAs, so in the case of yung ST, pwede po pumasok po dito yung ating research and development programs and projects. Tatanungin po kayo ngayon sa ecosystem kung yung po bang yung mga TA programs or projects ay ano po ang nature ba nito research and development. So meron na po tayo ganung cutting para po sa RN ng chapter 14. So huwag po kalimutan in case na RNT po yung nature na yung TA program or project. And then kailangan POPs to LGUs or other private beneficiaries, and then government buildings. Ayun po naka-cover din po sa ating ecosystem or kabanggit po yung sabihin yung, for example, yung government buildings. Pasok po siya sa ating PIP. Next slide po. Ito po yung dadaan ng ICC. So, for info lang po, pero wala po tayong, or wala po ba na dadaan ng ICC. Case pa naman access ng DOST ng ODA grants at umabot po ng 2.5 billion, papasok po siya ng ICC. Kung nag-access din po kayo ng ODA loan, papasok po siya ng ICC review at kung magkaroon po ng PIP project or JD project po ang DOST, depende po kung ito po ay may counterpart or JD funds na 150 million, dadaan din po ng ICC. And then kung meron po ay proposed at field needs na cost ay 1 billion, dadaanin po ng ICC. Pero meron po na po kayo dadaanin po na review legal page. And then yung number 7, all new programs and projects will require ICC approvals based on existing laws, rules, and regulations. So, catch all not legal. So, next slide po. So, ngayon po, kung tier 1 po yung mga projects natin, sa people system, naglagay na rin po kami ng additional categories. Kasi before po, may mga concerns na hindi po ibig sabihin ng tier 1 ay ongoing na. Hindi pa po kasi na nabudgetan, hindi pa po siya na-implement. So ngayon po, nalagay po tayo ng level 1 at ng level 2. Meron po kasi case na nasa GAA nga, pero hindi pa po siya ongoing. Approved na siya in tier 1, level 1. Na tier 1, level 2, kung i-approve pa lang po siya. May mga case po kasi ganyan na nasa GAA na, pero dadaan pa lang po siya ng ICC or approval ng approving authority. Ano ito ibig sabihin natin kapag ongoing na? Yan. Kapag locally funded, kapag issuance of notice to proceed, kapag ODA assisted, kapag meron ng effective sign, loan/grant agreement, and then kapag PPP po, meron na po sign concession agreement. Sa case po ng DOST po, meron na po issuance ng notice to proceed kasi more on JA or big funding po. Source of funding. Unless may iba pa po. Next slide. So, ito po yung ating negativities. So, kung meron man po kayo sinabing before sa PIP na hindi po naisama, possible po, nag-fall siya under the negativities. So, ano po yung ating negativities? The current cost on the general operations of the government. Ano po yung mga examples dito? Supplies, areas, personal services, and organically related activities to private institutions. Kung sinabi ko lang kanina yung POPs to be implemented LGUs using their funds and then independent projects in the private sector. Hindi po yung kasama sa PIP. Hindi po kasama yung administrative capital outlay or example na po natin kasi ito people that is not encounter procurement of equipment, and then creation of an office and organization-related activities, roadmap, master plan, ISSP of implementing agencies, including continuing or operating ICT expenses. So, roadmap po, yung kasama, master plan, standalone preparatory activities such as ano po, settlement action plan, right of way acquisition, pre-FS, FS, and detailed engineering design, hindi po yung kasama kung standalone. Pero kung meron po kayong project, for example lang po, DOST monorail project. Pero ang nilagay nila po sa PIP ay FS or UST monorail. Hindi po yun pasok. Dapat yung mismo project ang ilalagay natin, component niya lang po yung FS. And then, hindi rin po kasama pa facilities managed by agencies as part of the regular program mandate, which will verify natin for project investment activities. So, kung for example, si Philippine Science High School naman po ay humingi ng lupa, magpapatayo po na building, kung stand-alone acquisition of that, hindi po yung kasama sa PIP. Pero kung sasabihin niya po ay construction of the building, kasama yung acquisition of that, o component po yung acquisition of that, pwede po yun. Dapat kasama po siya sa isang program or project, hindi po siya stand-alone. And then construction, improvement, rehabilitation, restoration, or maintenance of a single unit of a building structure, office, or room lang, hindi po yung kasama. Kung gusto niyo po na isasama, dapat po ang rehabilitate ninyo or restore ninyo po ay sa building. Hindi po pwede yung office lang po yung principal. And then landscaping, site development, installation of perimeter fence, for example, kung sa campus to, gusto po natin perimeter fence, hindi po yun pang PIP. Unless yung construction po ng PIP ay pursuant to yung kanina nakita natin na RA 166, pwede po yun. Kung bahay po yan ni Risa, tapos papalansin po natin, pwede po yun. Pero sa case po na PIP na other factors at yung culture factor, kasama po siya sa development. The submission and validation of the video PIP. So, sorry lang po kasi as na presentation, nakita niyo na rin po ito. So, ito rin po yung process natin ngayong activity. And then, now go to the role of the agency. So, tanaw lang po natin para marinig po ang agency. So, October na po, pero around September, ayun po. We undertake investment program activities at the agency level. So, dapat po alam po ng UST kung saan po yung factor ng plan, ano po are and outcomes and outputs po yung dapat po niya na kung saan po siya mag-contribute. So, with that po, magkakama po tayo ng unfair programs and projects na ideally consistent with the plan documents and tools in Annex A. So, yung ating po PIP guidelines, meron po ng Annex A, ang nandun po sa loob ng Annex A, is consider po natin yung spatial strategy, yung po inclusion to the RDIP, pag-secure ng RDC endorsement, yung po good governance and rights-based approach. So then, revisit the agency commitments under the PPFR and tama-tama po next year, kung mag-update na po tayo, ready po tayo. And then, ano po yung dadaan ng ICC? Pero sa isang USP, wala pa naman po. And then, ano po yung mga proposals niyo po would require funding ng FY 2020 and Year 2, and then those that would require assistance for the planning of MS. Tapos, status monitoring po ng ating Year 1 and Year 2 priority crops. Especially for Year 2, ano po yung nasama sa DEP proposal to them. And then, ano po yung mga makakomplete or complete ng 18th third quarter and yung makakomplete ng 2022. So, ito po yung role natin. So, part din po ng role ng agencies to monitor the implementation of the PIP through regular reporting to NEDA and other relevant bodies. Ensure that all entry costs RDC endorsed RDIPs are included in the agency updated PIP. So, kung meron po tayong regional offices, baka may na-experience na rin po kayo na RDIP updatee. So, kung di man po, ano po yung mga dati natin input sa RDIP, ensure po natin na na-consider po ito sa mga isasabit natin inputs for PIP. Ito po updating natin. So, the agency central offices are to coordinate with regional offices, bureaus, and attached agencies to seek their inputs in the updating of the agency PIP. The agencies are to provide feedback on to RDCs on the reasons for inclusion and non-inclusion of the priority paths under the RDA. So, ito po, may proposal po na consider po. Meron po kasi pilot agencies na magkakaroon po ng kung mapirmahan ako, meron po sa Joint Memorandum Circular between NEDA and TPN wherein po yung mga ginagawa po namin sa PIP, extended lang po. Ibig sabihin po nito, the agency central office will provide feedback na po to the RDCs, alin po yung pumasok sa PIP, alin po yung pumasok sa NEP, alin po yung pumasok sa GAA. So, ito kompleto na po yung group. So, ngayon po sa ating guidelines hanggang inclusion or non-inclusion po sa ating RDIP. And then, the agency is to authorize the agency profiles led by at least director for level position and two technical staff who will access and code the video systems. Sa case na yung OC, may mga authorize na po tayo ng mga touch agencies, yung ating Philippine Science High School system na marami na po ang families, ang members ng family ng OC. And then, mag-attend po ng meeting, participate, and our presentations, other behavior-related meetings as may be requested. So, ito po yung underline natin, only yours, approved, products and projects, with head of agency and the one agency where applicable should be included in the people system on or before the set deadline of October 26. So, lahat ng mga input po doon, napatander na po natin yung OSET. So, ideally po magkaroon po ng internal investment program activities within the agency or yung sabi mo na po attached agency na DOST. So, agencies can add new POPs, update details of existing POPs, or delete earlier coded POPs that are no longer priority. Agencies should encode the requested information to the people system version 2 and ensure the complete and timely submission of inputs. So, after po natin sabihin ng input sa people system, the agencies would also coordinate the concern and the PIP chapter profiles. Sila po yung kasama natin ngayon. Yung po pinapilala ko kanina, yung monitor sa ating validation, chapter 9, chapter 4, chapter 20. Ilang po naka-join focus ng ating chapter 8. And then dito sa chapter 9. So, summary po. So, ensure responsiveness of priority POPs to PPP and RM, and consistency with planning documents and tools. Identify Tier 2 priority POPs, yung mga new and expanded po natin, and then update Tier 1 priority ongoing POPs. Ensure POPs are endorsed, approved by the head of agency and audit agency, and submit inputs in the people system on or before October 26, 2018. Yeah. Coordinate with NEDA as necessary on the validation of inputs. Ito po yung sinasabi natin considerations in Annex A. So, may mga links po sa Annex A na pinag-update guidelines. Yan po yung access natin. Ngayon po, required field po na pick up natin sa people system yung level of God responsiveness ng mga projects. Kasi po, kapag ang isang project po dadaan ng ICC, meron din po siyang pick up na form na requisite na rin po siya form kung God responsiveness checklist. So, ito po, practice na po ng mga dadaan ng ICC. I-require po kayo na i-pick up po yung field sa people system. Ano naman po yung role ng PIP Secretariat? So, kami po yun, coordinate the overall preparation ng PIP, and disseminate the guidelines, organize briefings, issue advisories and updates, respond to queries or requests for clarifications, and prepare the PIP report, and attend PIP-related meetings as instructed. In terms of the NEDA PIP chapter profiles, so for information nila kung paano yung ginagawa ng NEDA Secretariat, provide technical and administrative support to the appropriate NEDA board committee, cabinet cluster, or interagency committee. And po assist the PIP Secretary to the dissemination of the guidelines, technical assistance po, and provide technical assistance, validate submissions of the agencies. So, kapag po ang submissions po ninyo, hindi po na kami ng criteria for inclusion, ito na po yun, responsiveness, readiness, and equality of POPs. Ayan po. The meta PIP chapter focus po can drop the POPs that do not respond to the criteria. So, makikipag-coordinate naman po sa inyo ang mga focus, ano ba yung mga linyat ng mga projects. And then, provide, coordinate, organize, document, and provide logistic support to handle of peer meetings under respective daily chapters, draft and finalize daily chapter document, present the same to the appropriate interagency body, and then ensure its confirmation, and participate in data-related meetings. So, ito meron ng ating daily chapter po. So, yun yun naman po mga AROs, DOST AROs, ito, para alam niyo po kung ano po yung role ng NEDA Regional Offices. So baka magtaka po kayo, yung mga submissions dito, titignan po ng ating NEDA Regional Offices kung ito po ba ay isama sa RDIP at kung meron po po RDC endorsement. So yun po yung main role ng ating NEDA Regional Offices. So determine if all the entry pops under the RDIP were considered to be submission. So, hindi talking to si agencies sa mga, ano ba yung mga hindi na isama ng mga projects na hindi. So, within the people system, meron po silang, pwede po silang mag-input po doon, nasama po ba or hindi. So, meron po silang part sa validation ng inyong submission. So, ito na po yung coordination mechanism. Ito po yung ipapalo natin for the updating, similar to the previous updating. Tingnan po as amended by NC number 1, 2018. So, tingnan po natin. Sa case po ng chapter 8, Economic Development Cluster. Sa case ng chapter 9, naman po confirm po na list of areas of programs and projects, Economic Development Cluster. Chapter 14, Science and Technology Coordinating Council. And then chapter 19, Network Infrastructure Committee. And then yung mga projects po na DOST response to chapter 20, Cabinet Cluster on Climate Change Adaptation, Mitigation, and DRR. So ito na po yung summary, process flow. So for the designation of the authorized focus, yan po. Kailangan lang po yung accomplish authorization form, and then mag-sign up po sa ating sign up page para po para po magkaroon ng accounts. Pero i-review mo na po ito ng ating secretary kung ang signatory na po is secretary. In terms of submission to the people system, ito. Kung nakapag-import na po tayo at kapag-complete ang information, pwede nyo na po yung i-save as endorse. Pero kung halimbawa meron pa po kayong pabalikan, pwede nyo po siyang i-save as draft. Ang kapag nabanggit ko kanina, after October 26, makatanggap po ang agency, head, at kung sino pa po yung mga nalagay ng mga focus and contact persons ng email na generated sa people system, providing feedback ano po yung mga sinunod. In terms of validation and confirmation of the updated PIP, ito po yung ating process flow. So, upon validation po by the next secretariat, both ng essential office, yung mga focus for the chapter, saka ng NROs, sasabihin po ito ng NEDA sa mga interagency bodies na nakita niyo po kanina sa slides ng coordination mechanism. Once confirmed, share na po ito sa mga relevant bodies and will be uploaded in the NEDA website. Kung may mga questions naman po, please contact the PIP Secretariat. May telephone number kanina. Thank you po. We now open the floor for questions. Yes, Ms. Giselle, are you raising your hand? Good afternoon. Ang question, ang clarification lang, I would like to be clarified actually. Ang nakalagay na kasi namin dun sa kainang present, kailangan na ipopropose, di ba, ay yan, sa exclusion kasi naman, construction, movement, and yeah. Yung merong construction improvement rehabilitation and maintenance assisted, use of irregular. Ang sa amin po kasi, we have been, ang office po kasi have been proposing po ng construction mismo ng regional SME center into the city. That is mandated by law po. Means mag-transfer po lahat ng regional offices of the government from Cotabato City to Cotabato. So ngayon po, ang gusto namin malaman, if it will be included to sa PIP, since sabi ko lang na propose, hindi na rin at kailangan mo natin mag-building to ito, ma'am. Ako, ma'am, pwede niyo po siyang isama sa atin. Depende lang po yung sa DBM, kasi depende po sa ating available physical space, yung pag-alat po ng budget. Ganito yung ma'am, hindi po, sa ngayon, hindi po PIP equals budgetan. Bali, ang PIP serves as DBM's reference kung ano po yung mga dapat na i-prioritize for the budget. So, depende pa rin po kasi ma'am sa fiscal space, saka additional criteria ng DBM, kung ano po yung mga mababalitan. Kasi sa consideration po nila yung DUR qualifications. Pero isasama niyo po siya kung building po siya ma'am. Or apat.
Uh, Gusto namin kasi sa radio we are now masikip na kami sa building, kailangan magpatayo ng additional building because of lack of space. So we want to put up structure para magamit sa function ng office. Hindi mo pwede yun.
Pwede po, sir. Building po.
Build, and then, kung hindi pwede yung improvement, kasi our office is flooded, so we have to have a site development and improvement our building. Kung hindi pwede sa saan natin ilalagay yun sa capital outlay? Wala naman kami capital outlay na binibigay.
Thank you po, sir. Ang i-discuss po natin sa inyo, sir, kung ano lang po yung for inclusion sa PIP. Pero hindi po namin masasabi, sir, kung saan niyo po pwede ilagay. Pero ang suggestion po namin, i-justify nyo na lang po, sir, yung hindi po priority po po yung ganyan. Kasi po, hanggang maaari po, ang pinaka-capture po natin sa PPP, sa PIP, yung po would translate the PPP and RL into programs and projects. So, meron po talagang case na priority po siya sa agency, pero hindi naman po siya naging ng PPP-RN. Kung mga ganong case po, direct na po kayo sa DBM na mag-justify kung bakit kailangan po yung program.
Clarification yung sa DBM, yung inclusion sa PIP, isa yan sa requirement sa DBM. Pero yung sa DBM, para ma-approve yung ating proposal, dapat implementation ready siya. So, nandun yung WPWH permit, yung video hazard permit, saka yung standard costing, saka yung PIP, para ma-approve yung ating proposal. At saka yung sinabi niya na budget appreciation rate ng sa kanya.
Hello, regarding implementation rating. We have a project on infra that is implementation rating. Pero hindi na include sa proposal namin. At hindi na include sa net namin for 2019. Siguro because of funding. We are expecting that for the next year, kahit implementation ready kasi kung hindi naman bibigyan ng funding by BPA, wala din. So we will reiterate again the proposal.
afternoon po. Pwede po humingi ng guidance sa UST. In previous years kasi, ang isang naging concern is iniwasan natin yung double counting and double reporting. So parang naging kasunduan. For example, kami, RTI kami, meron kami priority project na gusto to propose. If it is for possible GM funding, hindi siya namin sasama dapat dito sa PIP kasi appear na yun sa policy sa process ko. So, ganun pa rin po ba yung ating arrangement? And then, ang follow-up po dyan, paano po pag, let's say, multi-year yung project? So, posible, year 1 niya is GIA, tapos yung succeeding years, BGS, so makikita na namin yun. Hindi na muna namin i-reflect kasi, baga, propose na namin siya. Later na lang po namin siya i-add pag-approve nila.
Okay, so we try to address that problem, no? But for now, we're trying to figure it out institutionalize
Pwede
the
nga archive yan,
process.
no?
We need staff work on it, like
Oo, yan.
later on
Salamat
when
po. Sa
we
YouTube
push
ba?
it,
May recording nito. Sa
we're
instant
using
video.
video analysis. So, first we took note of what is submitted to us, and then what is submitted to the and what is submitted to the And then finally, meron kaming follow for an account project. So may mga nawawang project. So it's up for us to assess if we will endorse them kasi baka namin na-decision ulit because of this. And also, baka may kulang sa information. Usually, yun ang usual. Pag kulang yung pag-fill natin ng data, expanded sa data. No? So, we will be giving this, this for you. Yung naman, double account, yung hindi naman din nangyayari, I mean po, because, ano to nakalink siya sa budget ng bawat agency. So, na hindi naman nangyayari na yung double account yung halimbawa kung project ko, tapos bilang papalo ko sa CEO, meaning kung meron ng VIP. So, at the project level, baka nangyayari doon, pero hindi na siya nakikita. Pero I told you that we will concern after we discuss. Thank you.
And speaking of unaccounted props, hinagin ko na ng tulong sa DOST na paki-check ko kung meron po kayong napansin ng mga projects na hindi po sa inyo, o pumasok po kayo sa people system, at saka po, kung meron na akong missing, based po dun sa napabalituin po na programs and projects. Kasi meron po kami initial feedback from DA na pinahalong daw po sa kanilang project na hindi naman sa kanila. So, just in case na content migrate po tayo, pwede po kasi sa pag-program, meron po konting error na na-encounter. So, makikita po sa amin para action.
May questions pa po tayo? Yes, please, ma'am. Ay, yes, ma'am. May reaction po tayo sa ganito. Magkakasama namin yung question. Kung regarding sa visa, mag-i-concern ko lang kasi 2017 kayo. Nagkaroon sila din ng problema with DOS sa visa. Kasi, under visa siya, pero hindi siya naka-allocate dun sa partner. Ganun po ba? Kasi yung visa is malaking program yung visa. May mga projects na nandun, pero yung isa-isa pa namin kung hindi yan sa automatic po ba pag visa, ano po ba siya? Most fun ba siya automatic? Kasi, iba dapat natin yung GIA kasi na second office, we just submitted 4 major programs. No? Like Cradle, Ace, Nicer, RDE, yung mga big ones. So, hindi ko makita masyado yung ano nangyari dyan. So, So never mind is that you try to clean that up what they do. So what is there is GIA, supposedly hindi naman nakikita yun na dito. Kasi ano yun eh, meron na Central Office for Big Programs na it's possible na ang recipient yun ay agency, pero hindi nila nakikita yun. So it's a possibility. But we try to wait. May reaction to one of the councils about GIA. Wala. Okay. Yes, it's fine. Meron na po tayong clear of
For clarification kasi I was filling up the people na just reading from the guideline. Marami akong nilalagay doon na investment na pwedeng pagkastusan ng government investment. Nilalagay ko pa ng setup, nilalagay ko pa ng RSTL, 1 lakh. Are those included or just that yun expanded na nilalagay sa PIP? Hindi na yung mga existing.
Sir, ang sabi ko natin kanina, both tier 1 and tier 2, so yung mga existing po and proposed po nito, ilalagay po natin sa PIP. Yung going po, para po makamusta po natin yung contribution natin to the target outcomes and outputs na nasa PIP po. So, isasama po yung mga ongoing po. Ang criteria po natin is responsiveness at saka po yung ecology of crops. Basta mas namin po yung ecology of crops, as possible sa delivery department.
Um, clarify ko lang po yung gusto ng mga programs. Kasi nung nung meeting sa NEPA, parang sinasabi ko, it's not enough na na-reflect ko yung program. Dapat nakalagay din yung mga project under those programs. Ganun na po ba yun?
Opo, ma'am, i-differ po to the agencies kung ano po yung mas magandang report. May mga cases po kasi na, for example, sa DOH po, meron po sila yung HF, yung Facilities Enhancement Program, pero napakalaking programa po yun. Kaya advice po namin sa kanila, yung mga big ticket projects under picture, ilabas po. For example po, ito po yung maluma ng ICC na mga big projects, yung po nangyari sa hospital, saka yung Eastern Visayas, PRMC na hospital po. So sa case po ng DOST, kung sa palagay niyo po mas relevant po na ma-report yung project level, pwede naman po. Pwede rin po yung kung gusto niyo po ilang as program level, pwede po. Sa case po ng DA, ang ginawa po dun sa kanila, ginawa po program, kasi may case po na may mga components na, for example po, hindi niya mamimit yung nasa negative is po yung isa sa mga component. So, para po ma-justify po yung full program na lang po nila instead na by component po. So, kung ano po yung sa palagay po, mas maganda po na makikita yung po contribution sa GPRM at kung pag-PIP nga po, yun po yung criteria. Dapat po wala po siya yung standalone na position of land, ma-justify po kapag po program po.
Hello po, tatanong ko lang po kung yung kasama po sa meeting. Kasi last year po ay sinama namin 2018. Tapos yung pagdating ng 2019, parang nawala siya yung meeting po. Kasama po ba sa MOE ng meeting po?
Ang ibig po sabihin sa yung ICT project po. Yung hindi per se, kung ano po yung sabihin yung sa amin, hindi naman po ganun yung next natin sasabihin po sa amin. Dapat kung ICT project po siya, hindi niya pa rin po yung criteria for inclusion namin.
Kasi dito po parang parang yung po sa akin requirements sir namin. So, hindi ko po alam kung kasama talaga dapat siya o hindi siya
Apo, ano pong title, sir?
uh, alam mo ba lahat tayo meron ng PIP?
Halimbawa po, ang NEDA, meron din po kami sinasabi. Sir, yung baka po, sir, nire-refer po nila yung ISSP. Opo. Kung ISSP per se po, hindi po siya kasama sa PIP. Pero kung capital components po ng ISSP, pwede po yung kung may mga specific projects po kayo under na ISSP, pwede niyo po yung kasama. Tapos po, meron pong annex sa PIP guidelines. Kung ano po yung mga ICT na i-recognize for inclusion po. Siguro request na natin later, sir, na ma-highlight kung ano yung mga ICT nature na isasama po sa PIP.
Sige po.
Okay, kung wala na pong question, we can now proceed to the presentation of the formulation of three-year rolling infrastructure program 2000 for fiscal year 2020 2022. We now call on Mr. Alfie Bertino of the Lead Secretary.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alvin Ortega from the Anti-Infrastructure staff, also with the Chief Secretariat. So, let me just present you the salient features of the trip guidelines on how we formulate the trip, specifically for the period 2020 to 2022. So, just a reiteration of the presentation earlier. When it comes to infrastructure projects, basically, we have these investment programs at the national level. So earlier it was presented that the PIP basically contains the rolling list of priority projects upon the national government. But in the case of infrastructure investments or infrastructure projects, then we have Chapter 19 of the PIP for that. And then as a subset of the PIP, we have also the CIP or the Core Investment Programs and Projects and the three-year loan investment program. So basically, for infrastructure projects, CIP basically refers to your big ticket projects, big ticket infrastructure projects under Chapter 19 of the PIP. And finally, the TRIP is basically also contains the not only big all infrastructure projects, um, but the difference is that between the TRIP, CIP, and the PIP, the TRIP has a 3-year programming horizon. So that's a TRIP, and that's a PIP and CIP. We have a 6-year programming horizon. And also another feature of the TRIP is that it only contains infrastructure programs and projects that require budget from the national government. So, so yun, PIP, basically, regardless of the mode of financing, yun, not yun kasama yun sa PIP. But for the TRIP, it only contains yung mga nangailangan ng, ano, ng national government budget. So, kasama dito yung mga ODD projects and PPP projects and yung mga NG components ng po ng mga ano po yun, mga projects po na yun po yung i-reflect dun sa trip. So more about the trip. So basically the trip is geared towards the following. So promoting optimum utilization of public resources, linking and streamlining the infrastructure planning, programming, budgeting, and execution process of the government, and then provides the development budget for the committee a more definitive basis for the determination of program spending levels, allocation of available physical space to readily implementable projects, and also monitoring the national government's target spending on public infrastructure. So basically, these are your rationale for formulating the DRIP. So now, just to provide the legal basis for the DRIP, first we have letters of instruction 925 and 1186, which were issued in 1979 and 1982. So in 1979, the annual infrastructure program was institutionalized. So basically, it covers the projects of the MPWH and the MOTC. Currently, your DPWH and the OTR projects. So these projects are approved by the president, and then it's also used as the basis for cash disbursement, ceilings, and releases. Now, in 1982, basically it expanded the coverage of the annual infrastructure program, which now covers all projects of all infrastructure projects of all ministries. And then finally, in January 2016, DBM and NEDA issued Joint Circular 2016-01, so which institutionalizes the DRIP in the National Expenditure Program. So, as I mentioned earlier, it covers all nationally funded infrastructure programs and projects of the government. And the approval of this trip is subjected to the decision of the INFRACOM or the Board of Committee on Infrastructure. Now, specifically for the general guidelines on the formulation or updating of the trip. So basically, the trip shall be updated and formulated annually. And then this basically means that agencies are expected to submit data, their respective list of priority infrastructure programs and projects, both tier 1 and tier 2. So basically, I will be discussing the guidance on tier 1, tier 2, 6 slides. And then upon submission of the list of priority infrastructure programs and projects, data should be processing, reviewing, and consolidating these programs and projects into the trip, and then upon consolidation, it will be subjected to the approval of the INFRACOM. And then after the approval of the INFRACOM, the priority list of infrastructure programs and projects in the trip shall be submitted to the Department of Budget Management for as a reference during the technical budget meetings. And then yeah, as I mentioned earlier, for year one proposals or ongoing proposals, basically agencies shall be guided by the issuances of the TPM on forward estimates. So what we're saying is that for tier one proposals, this shall not be subjected to the prioritization framework of the trade. So automatic inclusion po yung lahat ng mga tier one proposals po natin. So meaning, I think ang wisdom ko nito is ay galing ko sa TPM. So generally, we don't have to prioritize yung mga tier 1 processes, automatic naman po sila may include sa unless may special cases or directive na not to pursue such ongoing projects. So generally, automatic inclusion lahat ng mga tier 1 proposals. For tier 2 proposals, these are the proposals that will be subjected to the prioritization framework of the TRIP as prescribed in the TRIP guidelines. So, agencies shall indicate the prepared activities. So, examples of these are your feasibility studies, pwedeng business case or concept paper, concept note, pwedeng detailed engineering design, which would require budgetary support. And then, agencies shall also cite, among others, issues that will be addressed by the initiative. And then, finally, all proposals that are consistent with the prioritization framework under the three guidelines shall be prioritized and be given appropriate funding. So, maybe just reiterate as presented earlier in the presentation of the PIP. We we request the agencies to complete the information required for each project in the people system. So that would greatly help us in validating and also for the scoring of the projects in the using the three prioritization framework. Kasi kapag kulang-kulang po information, it would be really difficult to assess the readiness or the appropriateness of those projects for funding. So, yun, we appeal to the agencies that sana bigay mo yung complete information. Um, dito kasi usually nagkakaproblema minsan. And then, at nagkakaroon ng misunderstanding. So, yun. Dito lang po pa-resolve yun. When we receive the complete set of information for your proposals. So, on securing appropriate endorsements or approvals, so first we have two categories for projects, basically based on their total project cost. So for those who have having project cost of at least 2.5 billion. So these are your category one proposals. So for category two, these are those that have cost below 2.5 billion threshold. So first, for ICCable projects, those are more at least 2.5 billion. Agencies shall seek and or secure ICC cabinet committee approval by September of the second year, preceding year of target start of implementation. So let me just explain this. So basically, ang idea nito is that if we want to implement projects, for example, by 2020, then all preparatory work should have been done in the years earlier. So 2019 dapat nagawa ng mga preparatory works. Minsan mga ano to, mga uh, paggawa ng FS or pag-acquire ng ano ng right of way, address ng concern on the settlement if there are ISM concerns. So yun, just to provide you time for proposals to be prepared uh, according to appropriately. So, and then for number two, for other non-IT projects costing less than 2.5 billion, agencies shall seek and or secure necessary approvals and investments from appropriate bodies. So, for those projects na less than 2.5 billion na hindi naman dumadaan sa ICC, so agencies must secure the approval of their head of agency. If necessary, yung regional development councils. So, minsan may mga projects kasi na that they still require yung mga regional development council approvals. Also, for example, kailangan ng NC ng ano ng environmental compliance certificate. So, part din po yun ng readiness po natin, criteria po natin. So, yeah, for IT projects submitted PABs, this should undergo the MIT appraisal process. So, just to answer yung concern mo ni Sir kanina, basically, lahat po ng projects, including ICT projects, this will be included in the trip if they are covered under the typologies of projects that are mentioned in the PIP and PIP guidelines. Nevertheless, this shall be still for the appraisal of the MIT. So, include lang namin sila, but still subject for appraisal or for validation ng MIT. So, yung lead po dun sa MIT process pa natin ay DICT. So, just to, siguro, just to give you a general rule of thumb kung ano po yung mga projects na pwede at hindi. Rule of thumb lang din naman to. Bukod dun sa typology of projects na binanggit ko earlier. So basically, if you're familiar with the results framework, so it basically follows the results change. Basically, provides a simple picture of how initiatives are being considered as responsive to our intended objectives. So when we have these Philippine Development Plan, so it basically provides your development goals, objectives, outcomes. So what we're saying is that everything should be aligned with the Philippine Development Plan and also maybe including yung international commitments mo natin. But yung mga outcomes and goals po natin, nandun po yun sa Philippine Development Plan. Again, just have to align those our initiatives, our proposals to the objectives of the plan. So ngayon, when following the results chain, we have inputs, outputs, outcomes, and then goals. So ngayon, well, we have to leave it kasi yung coverage din yung list of priority projects po natin. So, currently, dininin po natin outputs, outcomes, and then goals. Yung inputs po natin, ito po yung mga ano pa natin, mga manpower requirements, ito po yung mga resources po natin, pwedeng funds. So, yun po yung nasa inputs natin. Yung outputs po natin, minsan, ito yung projects po natin. Can be activities, can be technical assistance, can be major capital investment. So ngayon, sa PIP and sa TRIP, ang focus po natin at may direct na contribution sa outcomes and sa goals ay yung outputs. Hindi po natin kinoconsider yung sa mga inputs. Usually, yung nasa inputs natin ay yung mga items that we usually consider when we, in order for the agencies to conduct their regular operations. So, basically, vehicles, nandyan. Yung mga standard computers natin, nandyan. Simple. But when we refer to outcomes, or when we refer to outputs rather, or projects, ito yung mga activities that will use those inputs. So, when we talk of projects, usually nasa output yan, wala yan sa input. So, output, outcome, goals. So, just a general rule of thumb na pa yan. So, now going back to the presentation, on PPP projects, so we have here the amount of subsidy and or amortization payment from the national government. Our and the expected starting year of subsidy of payment should be provided also in the trip. So as I mentioned earlier, ODA and PV projects are included in the trip, but only their NG components, NG requirements. So now moving on to the trip prioritization process. So as I mentioned earlier, first we have two categories based on total project cost. So category one, these are your at least 2.5 billion projects. For category two, these are your less than 2.5 billion projects. So first we have the PUR criteria. So as we all ano po, kailangan po ng measure on how agencies are capable of using their funds. So basically, ito yung PUR. So, usually sa trip, ang PUR na po namin, ang source po namin ito is DBM. We don't monitor yung utilization rate po ng rates po ng agencies. It's the DBM. So, source po namin is DBM. So, a PUR threshold of 80% is initially set as the benchmark. So, as I mentioned earlier, yung circular pa natin, joint circular natin on the trip was issued by DPAM and Meta. So, basically, the principles of or practices, basically, best practices on budgeting ay somehow incorporated po dun sa three guidelines pa natin since kasama po natin yung DPAM sa pag-formulate pa ng three guidelines. So kaya I think this was recommended by DPM that we include this prioritization criteria, the BOR criteria. So After the POR criteria, we have the first level prioritization. So basically, in the first level prioritization, we just align our proposals to existing or pronounced development goals or targets with usually the Philippine Development Plan and international commitments such as the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. So both Category 1 and Category 2 projects, we should check their consistency or alignment with those development objectives. And then second, for second criteria under first level prioritization, we have the implementation readiness criteria. So for projects that are worth 2.5 million and above, usually implementation readiness kailangan may approval ng appropriate approving bodies. So for category 1, ICC cabinet committee. And then for those projects that are less than 2.5 billion, so ang indication na implementation or readily implementable yung project, may may kasama ng, or I mean, at least the report na kasama yung project sa work and financial plan na approved by the agency. So we don't expect the agencies to be submitting their work and financial plan to us, but siguro reporting lang, but ang further na scrutiny